Hi, it's Nicole from My Christmas. It's mychristmas.com.au, and today I thought I would show you how to use our new easy bow maker, which we've just got in from the States from a great supplier there. So I've just made this bow and I'm going to show you how to make this yourself and how easy it is. So let's get straight to it. When you get the bow maker, you do get a bow maker instruction book, and there's lots of different tips on how to make different types of bows in here as well, which is really handy and gives you lots of options. Today I'm going to go with our simple multi-layered bow using our wide ribbon. To tie the bow together, I'm just using a wrapped wire that I'm going to put between our two pieces of dowel, and I just stick it underneath the bow maker to get it out of my way to start with. I'm going to put the red ribbon, I'm going to swap it from the other one, so we'll reverse it from our first bow and use the green glitter ribbon. All of our ribbons are wide, and that's really the most important thing when you're doing any jobs like this. It'll make life a lot easier for you. Okay, so I'm going to work to the 6-inch. These are American, so they are working in inches. That's the size I'm going to make the ends of each of my bows. So to start with, I'm just simply putting a tail in, having it hang down there, and then twisting my ribbon. And I always want to twist the ribbon to the back because that's where the ribbon is going to be fed from, and it just makes it a lot easier. And then I'm going to just feed myself some ribbon, come around and put it into the middle of the bow maker, and then just take my ribbon out to that 6-inch point. Then again, I'm going to twist my ribbon. I'm going to make 3 loops of each of the colours of my ribbon here to make my finished bow. So our first done. You can see there's a lot of ribbon you'll start working with, and it's a lot easier when you don't have it in your hands. I do take the time to just straighten out my ribbon at this point so that I don't have bumps and lumps in it. It just makes it easier when you come around then to tie it. And when you're also working in the middle here, you want to try and get your twists as neat as you can so that you don't end up with your ribbon showing those twists when you make your finished bow. So we've got 2 loops. It's interesting too, you have different weights of ribbon that you're going to work with, and actually this is a really good example because the green is actually a finer ribbon base than the red, so you'll see how they sort of react together as I'm working on them. Okay, so I've got my 3 loops on each side here, so now I'm just going to cut my tail of my green, make it a bit longer than the loops. I'll cut it to make it pretty when I'm finished making up the bow. And now I'm going to use my red. I like to start by having my tail go out different direction to the original tail here. And again, you just want it a little bit longer than your bow, and then twisting to make. The reason I'm twisting is so that you've always got the pattern side of your ribbon up on show. If you just fed your ribbon backwards and forwards, every second side of your ribbon is going to show this unattractive side. So that's why when you're in the middle, you always twist your ribbon to keep the pattern showing. As I say, this ribbon is a little bit stiffer than the original ribbon that I was using, and you can see it's still easy enough to work in here. This bow maker is working really well with any size ribbon that you want to use, and we've got a total of 9 loops of ribbon in here, which it handles without any problems at all. So I've got 3 loops on one side and then my final loop in the red. And I'm just keeping to the same guide at the ends, just trying to keep my bows basically the same size on both sides. I'm not overly worried about measuring it because that's, once we've got our first one in place, it's generally pretty easy to get it right. Cut some ribbon here. We sell our ribbon by the 3-meter piece as well as by the roll, and we find we use a 3-meter piece when we're making up one of these, or almost a 3-meter piece when we're making a triple bow like we are here with this 6-inch marking. Okay, and then we've got this cute gingerbread ribbon that we're going to work on the top. So again, the tail coming down with the pattern on top, so I'm going to twist it, and I'm going to have 3 loops of this. same as the others. You can also add foliage, and I will do another video another day showing you how you can, add foliage onto your bows if you want to make them really stand out. This size bow is great for a wreath or garland, or of course in your tree. It would be big enough to be a part of a tree topper if you wanted to as well. So again, I'm just twisting as I go. I'm feeding my ribbon out the back, which makes it easy to keep it from sort of falling. Without this on here, my old bow maker didn't have this, the ribbon would fly onto the floor all the time. So this makes it a lot easier to keep everything in place. And I've got 3 on that side and 3 on that side, so I'm done. So now at this point the dowel is slightly apart because I put a lot of pressure on the pieces there, so I just gently work here so that I don't have to worry, it's all still holding its place. Now my wire, you could also use cable ties. If you use a cable tie, don't over tighten it at this point, because you do need to put something behind the cable tie to attach it to your wreath, garland, Christmas tree. So you'd need to put a piece of wire or pipe cleaner behind it as well. All right, so I'm just going to give this a little twist to keep it tight, and then slide it off my bow maker. And I want my tie to be at the back, so I'm just going to turn everything over and work my knot at the back of the bow. Now, and I like to get this knot as tight as I can to keep my bow as compact as I can make it. So if I can make it tighter again, I'll just squeeze it all in and give a good number of twists here so it doesn't come undone. Okay, so now we've got our main bow made. It's a matter of just fluffing it up and getting into position. So we've got 3 of each of the bow ends and the tail itself. So I like to just lay everything out first so that I spread out all of my pieces. And then once we've got that all laid out, then we can fluff up each of the loops of the bow to get our finished look. I almost have these, when you do a triple, when you're using 3 layers of ribbon, you almost end up with a full 360-degree bow. You have enough material. If you want to keep it tighter, you can, just by making the loops more on that side so that you have more of a traditional shaped bow. Or if you want to try and fill it up and get the whole look, then you just spread your bow loops out a little bit further. Here where you've got your ribbon that has twisted in your twist, you just want to straighten that out so that it looks pretty when you come to fluff it up. That one goes that side, and I try and have my tails using them opposite to each other as well. Okay, and at this point, before I start fluffing, I'm actually going to trim down the tail ends, and I just fold my ribbon in half. I tend to have them a little bit longer than the bow loops themselves, not much though, and then just trim it in to make the nice end. So I'm going to do that on all of these, and that just means when I fluff it up, I don't have to then go in there and cut these and potentially mess up what I've put into place. Glitter ribbons are obviously always fantastic for Christmas decorating. They just add so much sparkle to everything you do, and it's nice to then work a pattern in with some plain ribbon to give you a really nice overall look. Almost done, and then we'll take a couple minutes to fluff, and then our bow is finished, making it a lot easier when you're not trying to hold all that ribbon in your hand. So then I tend to use the table at this point and just fluff up each of my loops that I've already positioned around, sprayed out on my bow. So it makes it quite easy to do it working sort of on the table, and then when we get to the bottom layers you can lift it up in your hand if you want to as well. And just keep spraying them out as you go. Because of the wire, they do hold where you position them, which is great. I'm just also making my tails sort of give a nice sort of, curve to them. And positioning it so you can see each of the colours of your ribbon as well. So you want to find gaps for your green so you can see it through your red. Doing the same thing here with the other half of the bow. Just move this around a bit more. And we're almost done. I would keep it now at this point and then put it in place and then have a final sort of fluffing or flattening down depending on where you're using it. You've got your wire at the back, so that means you're going to be able to attach it to your decoration that you're working on. And that's how easy it is to use the ribbons, 3 ribbons to make a gorgeous bow using the bow maker. I'll just show you a couple of other bows that we've made so you can see some of the colour combinations and also how much ribbon has gone into them. So this one here, you can see has got just 2 loops of ribbon on it. So just so you can compare the difference as far as the fullness in your overall bow. This one's got 2 of each ribbon in a loop, and this one's got 3. So you're quite a bit fuller, but you know, this might be just all you need for some of the different pieces that you're working with. And then this one is also working with the 3 loops in a beautiful soft pink, glitter and matte ribbons mixed in with the decorative ribbon on the front there. And then one more to show you. Again, this one is using the 3 loops. Yep, I've got 3 loops on there, and we haven't had another fluff. This has just come out of our pile of bows that we've been making. So, and then this one, you could either have as much ribbon as we've got in the middle here, but if you wanted this to just be a touch, you could even just put a single or a double loop of your narrower ribbon. So this one we've used a narrow ribbon on top of the normal 6.4 mil. So this I think is 3.5 centimeters wide, and that one's a almost 6.5 centimeter wide ribbon. So there's an easy ways to make bows using the bow maker. Hope this has been helpful. Check out our website, mychristmas.com.au. If you like Christmas decorating videos and tips, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks, bye.